Alright everyone, here we go. This is an all signs reading. Doesn't matter what your sign is. This is straight up energy reading. This is for Jupiter entering the sign of Aries with some smooth, uninterrupted energy right up through about May. And I'll tell you what I mean by uninterrupted in a moment. I am going to tell you I've confined this reading, I've convinced the fickle old gal universe to confine this reading to a more shorter frame, sort of taking us into the beginning of February, from now about through January, we'll say. Because the further out you divine, the less accurate you get, and I like to be accurate. That said, Jupiter in Aries has a lot of meanings, but mainly it's about boldness, taking chances. We try things we wouldn't normally do, and they work, right? It's about looking past fear and things along those lines. It's a great placement for Jupiter. It loves fire. Jupiter started out close to the sun, like I always tell you, and as it drifted out into space, where it sits now on the other side of the asteroid belt, it's actually lost about a third of its size because it needs that sun energy. So now it's in a fire sign. It loves fire signs. It is a bold energy. It is... I wrote a whole blog article on it, and I wrote an article recently that I did just the other day, I think, talking a little bit about the astrology of the first quarter of 2023. I encourage you to take a look at that. It's got links to that Jupiter article. Jupiter moving into Aries here begins a 10-year cycle, give or take, of uninterrupted Jupiter energy. Jupiter is about expansion and growth, but it goes through cycles where it's been for the last 20 years, give or take, where it retrogrades, right? It goes retrograde, then it goes back into its previous sign, and then it moves back into the sign that it was in, etc., etc. That creates an interruption in the energy. All right, this is uninterrupted energy. It's straight through. For the next 10 years, Jupiter is going to sit in the sign that it's in for the period that it's supposed to be there. Even when it goes retrograde, it's going to stay in that sign. And that's very important to understand because Jupiter doesn't like distraction. And when it gets distracted, when it gets moved into another sign, it kind of makes things a bit unstable. It makes the growth a bit unstable and wobbly. We're not going to have that. So this is terrific energy, and I'm glad it's here. It's the core, well, not the core energy, but it's the main flow that keeps things nice and steady, at least talking about 2023, all right, and for the next decade. Let's just be honest. But I try not to go all that far out. That said, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline, so when you find it, you're supposed to find it. So go check out my blog, sltblog.com. There's an article that talks a little bit more about the Q1 reading of 2023. In that article are links to the Jupiter, where I talked about the Jupiter 10-year cycle and all of that. And I know a lot of people have read it. I can see the stats. It's up to like 25,000 people have read that. So y'all know what I'm talking about anyway. That said, Jupiter in Aries, one of my favorite placements, if not my favorite, for Jupiter. Something good always happens. And now it's just uninterrupted, no retrograde, uninterrupted straight up through May. It's really nice. I like it. Here's my pre-shuffle. Here's your person. Here's the incoming energy, the surface energy here. Here's Archangel Michael's Sword of Truth again. Keeps coming up. He's waving it around like a drunk person these days in this energy. It's crossed by the Five of Wands. But we need to look at the sandwich here. Okay, because this is your person's propensity to argue with themselves about truths that they can't know. Again, I talked about Jupiter and Aries being bold and moving forward. This is pretty bold energy. Right? It's getting victory right here. Six of Wands over that Five of Wands. All right? So, again, there's a lot of forward movement here, and the rest of my pre-shuffle shows it with the Fool and the Chariot. The Chariot bookending the Ace of Swords. There's a determined energy within Jupiter and Aries. It's an undercurrent of feeling like you can do it. Figuring something out and just, I'm going to go for it. Right? There's a whole lot. It's cool that the Fool is here too. And I know that rhymed. I'm sorry. It's cool that the Fool is here. Because the Fool's about a leap of faith. That little bird's afraid to leave that nest. Definitely not afraid with the Chariot right there. Definitely not. A lot of determination in this energy. It's nice. I've been waiting for this energy to come into play. Let's go. Jupiter officially moves into Aries on the 20th. All right? So I'll just tell you that. But the energy is easy to pull on right now. Jupiter is a big planet. Biggest planet in our solar system. It's the fourth most powerful energy that affects us on a daily basis here in our daily lives. All right? With the first being the sun, the second being the moon, and the third being the Earth's magnetic field. Jupiter come next. It's really strong. All right, let's go. And that's good, because it's about growth and expansion. It's also the planet that keeps us alive, because it sucks up most of the debris that would hit us and wipe us out every couple thousand years. We wouldn't have time to evolve enough to get these computers, that's for sure, without Jupiter. All right. Let's give the deck a shuffle here. Give me the soulmate cycle with the influence of Jupiter and Aries, and keep it close, universe. No later than beginning of February, please. I don't want to go too far out. Because there's other energies coming into play in February and March, which I talk about in my latest article, which are playing a role as well. Including a lot of North Node activity. A lot. Especially in January and February. With different interacting planets and things like that. Including Jupiter, by the way. So, let's go. This first card out is before, there we go, before the cut. Why the fuck are we here? The Four of Pentacles. That's not surprising. That's not surprising at all, because we saw that Five of Wands crossing the Ace of Swords. Listen, these runners, they don't like the things, the truths that are coming. They don't like what they want to do. You know, they want to ditch their crappy life and go towards something good. There's a little bit of fear here. There's a little bit of holding back. All right. What comes after the cut? It's minor arcana, though. It's kind of bullshitty, the energy coming off of that. Yeah, that's a word. All right. After that is the Nine of Cups. Again, that's why the cut card should back up the pre-shuffle. And it does. This is the eye on the prize energy that we keep seeing. All right? Yeah, they might be afraid. They might be holding back. They might not like what the Ace of Swords is showing them. Right? The truth, the sword of truth. We saw it with that Five of Wands crossing it. But we also saw the Six of Wands after it, where they get victory. Followed by a Fool and a Chariot. And there's a lot of determination here. All that matters is this. This is a stronger card than that Four of Pentacles. So, it's a good chance we see some forward movement here. No doubt about it. But it applies to your life, too, in an equal and opposite reaction. So keep that in mind. You know. I wrote that blog article about you guys, about what you can expect. So I would definitely check that out, so you know what's coming up. 2023 might be a year where I should write a blog article about each quarter, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's move on here. Here we go. Give me the soulmate cycle, final shuffle. Soulmate cycle with the influence of Jupiter and Aries. Short throw, of course. Let's see here. Give me a reading, universe. Let's go. Overall energy of everything that's going to fall on the table is the moon. Wow, this is going to be a mysterious reading, isn't it? What's fueling the moon before I open my big mouth? Two of Cups, yeah. Two of Cups crossing the moon. Two of Cups fueling this moon energy. Again, this is an energy of two soulmates coming together out of nowhere, out of the shadows, but going deeper than that. It's a bit like what I talked about in the, it's a bit what the cut card said about the Nine of Cups, the eye on the prize. But in the blog article, my most recent one, where I talk about 2023 and the march of destiny, if you will, Jupiter, which I'm pulling on right now, like I told you already, is creating a stable, steady, balanced energy. It's an uninterrupted flow of energy. And Jupiter in Aries is very bold. Someone here could try to hide all they want, but this energy, this urge, this eye on the prize, Nine of Cups that was there, wins the day. All right, so it might surprise some of you. This is almost a Tower energy, the way it kind of reads. All right, this is going to be an interesting reading, and I'm glad I wanted an interesting reading today. All right, let's see where we go. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's your person, how they're behaving in the 3D. Right here is their soul. Right here is the hidden energy, the message from the universe. Red with the energy of your connection. Right here is the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. I will clarify everything, throw some universe cards over the top at the end, and you bet your sweet asses this is a powerful fucking reading. You bet your sweet asses, and I know they are, there's going to be a link for an extended in the description. And that's going to be with the moon here. Jesus Christ. We're already starting out with the moon as the overall energy. There's so much here. So much. We'll find out. What's the energy around the connection? First card out after the moon. Death. Yeah, I knew it was strong. I knew it. Again, I felt this moon like a tower. It's the death card. Yeah, this is a great card to have. It's the base energy in the energy of your connection. This is an awesome card because it represents transformation. It represents a change in the way things were. What change? Well, somebody's been hiding in the shadows, but the environmental energy is pushing them to bring two cups together. It's just so balanced. The environmental energy throughout 2023 is going to be stable, which it hasn't been for a very long time. You know, and Jupiter's playing a big role in this, of course. It's just unreal. And when it blends with a brief respite, a brief period of Pluto changing signs over in March, that's going to be something else too. Oh, Pluto in Aquarius is just beautiful. We only get a taste of it in 2023, but boy, that's nice. That's really great. This is terrific. I would almost stop the reading here and say, make sure your phone is on. Okay. Again, your runners have been afraid. Why we're here is because of that fear. Everything that's come after that is them getting past that. Even the pre-shuffle said that. So this card's very important right there. How are they behaving in the 3D? 10 of Wands. Yeah, it is a burden. Of course it is. It's all of this. You are heavy on their mind. You are all of you. These feelings, these truths. That Ace of Swords is ramming up their ass. Very, very heavy. Of course it is. Again, they've been afraid of this for a very long time. Afraid of change. And this is an energy of change right here. There's a change coming within this connection. What's the bookend? What's the soul position? It's red with death. A Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's a sudden impulsive action, but more important, it's a brave impulsive action. The soul is awake and it wants to take action, is what this says here. And again, I just got done telling you several times in this reading so far, Jupiter in Aries makes you brave. It makes you explore things. It's just, if you were to set out on a ship and explore, you would want to do that when Jupiter was in Aries. Be very brave. Tales of brave Ulysses, right? That kind of thing. This is nice. This is a good transit, and I've been waiting for it. When it blends, it goes in on the 20th of December, but when it blends with the energy of January, you'll understand a little bit about why our January column in the Q1 reading came out the way it did. Okay, because I saw a lot of soulmates, a lot of forward movement with the Lovers card, and there's a lot of North Node energy in January. It's the whole month is all destiny kind of a thing. You'll be able to feel it. It's in the air kind of a thing. What's the universe want to tell us? It's red with death. Hangman. We got some powerful cards here. That's mysterious. This is mysterious. This is very cut and dry. Two of Cups. It's someone's about to come out of the Hangman tree. It's just saying what the Knight of Wands red with the Death card says. These two cards say the same thing that these two cards kind of say. Something is changing here. The way things were are not the way they're going to play out, the way they're going to be. Somebody's coming out of the shadows. I know that because of the Two of Cups that's crossing it. What's the potential final outcome here? I haven't looked, and I'm not even going to take a peek because this could go either way. But I don't. What's red? It's red with the Ten of Wands. Yeah, see, I knew it. It's communication. It's the Empress. It doesn't matter how heavy it is on their mind. The soul wants to go. It's tales of brave Ulysses. Aries and Jupiter in Aries is brave and bold. It tries new things. And that's what you are to this person. You're a new thing, and yeah, they're afraid. Yeah, there's a 5 of Wands in the pre-shuffle, but that got cured by the 6 of Wands. There's a 4 of Cups, or 4 of Pentacles rather, in the cut card, the first cut, but that got cured by the 9 of Cups, the eye on the prize. It's sort of like they're saying, this is heavy, and coming out of this hangman is hard, but Jesus, I want to bang the Empress. My God, this is irresistible. This is communication. This is very strong ending to this reading here, this base reading on the table. That's mind-blowing. I'm going to clarify with the light seers on this one. At the bottom of the deck, I talked about, just randomly, I talked about a new cycle of Jupiter, a 10-year cycle, which hasn't happened since about 1989, by the way. You know, most of the 90s, in fact, 1989 till about 1999, Jupiter was uninterrupted. It was the last uninterrupted 10-year cycle-ish, 10-year-ish cycle of Jupiter. And the 90s, as I wrote about in that blog article about that Jupiter transit, was smooth. It was one of the best times here in America. It really was. You know, I mean, you may not like, you might be someone watching who's a Republican, like you didn't like we had a Democratic president, but you can't deny the fact that the 90s was a thriving time. Unemployment was almost non-existent. The deficit was zero. You know, by the end of it, it really was a hell of a time. And it's helpful to have Jupiter not get interrupted. Jupiter's like a great writer, right? But during an uninterrupted phase, it gets to write. That's how we grow and expand. Jupiter does its writing. But during an interrupted phase, which was the last 20 years, it's like that writer's trying to write and somebody keeps tapping him on the shoulder, interrupting. And it messes with the energy a little bit. And that's why the last 20 years have been a fucking hellhole. Here's the world, right here. New cycle, randomly at the bottom. Let's go. Let's pull on the death card. That's important. It's important for you to understand not just what sign Jupiter is in. It's what annoys me about astrology websites. They tell you what sign it's in. Yeah, but everything is cycles. There's cycles within cycles within cycles. There's more things to look at than just that. There are small cycles and big cycles. This uninterrupted period of time is heralding in a time of great change. Okay, and that change can be good or bad. It depends how we react to it as a society, of course. In the soulmate cycle, it depends how your person reacts to it. I can't predict free will. I don't know what a 3D person's going to do, but from the look of here, they want to bang you. Okay, they want to bang the Empress. This is irresistible. Doesn't matter. I said you're heavy on their mind. You are. These two are red together. All right, let's go. Tell me about the death card. Woo, flying out of the deck here. 2 of Pentacles flew out of the deck, but there's still more shuffling to do. Why is the death card here? Okay. Look at that. We started with it from another deck, and it's crossing here. So the pre-shuffle is important. This Ace of Swords that's crossing the death card ties us back to the pre-shuffle. There's a determination to make a change here. Somebody has a new perspective, if you want to look at it that way. Somebody's coming out of the hangman tree. This is bravery. This is what Jupiter at Aries does. It's forward movement. And it translates into the 3D as a lot of pressure on the person because the brain is still afraid. It's trying to come up with excuses, but it can't. Okay? It gets blocked. This is like if this were a chess game, this would be checkmate right here. Done. Over. Bye-bye. This Ace of Swords, again, just ties to the pre-shuffle. It says exactly what this is. There's a change in the air here. What's on top? Page of Pentacles. All right. In the hangman, I have to account for this because they're read together. This person has learned some things. This is the card of the student. This person has learned some things while they were in the hangman. I think they want to share them, but I'm not quite sure why this is here. Why is the Page of Pentacles here in that position? Oh, that's why. What they've learned is causing them to see your value, of course, and feel this energy even more, but it's brought up their own Empress energy. There's a lot of, again, an energy of determination, okay, is coming off of the Chariot card. It is a very good card to have here. It's very auspicious. This card by default makes this communication. And they're going to communicate, I was right, they're going to communicate what they've learned. There is the change, the transformation that's coming to this connection is forward movement. We get double verified by the hangman read with the death card. The death card wakes up the hangman and cuts him down from the tree. All right, let's go. So the reading is already cross-checking itself. Why is the Ten of Wands here? They're behaving in the 3D, the Ten of Wands. That doesn't surprise me. I always, almost in a cartoon way, imagine these runners as like a really scared mouse in a cartoon. You know, everything scares it. It doesn't matter. You know, just always running back in the hole. You know, the little hole in the wall that they run into. So the Ten of Wands doesn't surprise me. Maybe it's even scary for them to come and admit some feelings for you, but I can tell the feelings are strong. They haven't dissipated. They don't go away. All right? You know, it is what it is. Especially, they don't go away for the runner until they express them. Because the runner, sometimes it's the DF in cycles and sometimes it's the DM. The lesson for the runner is always one of being vulnerable. So, you know, it's no mystery here. All right. That's that little scared mouse. Why is the Ten of Wands here? I said this felt like a tower. The moon here felt like a tower. There's your tower. Boom. Right there. Little squirrel getting his nuts blown off. That's your person. Little squirrel getting... I said a mouse, but a squirrel is a rodent too. They run in little holes, tree holes. They're getting their nuts blown off. They can't run in the hole anymore because his tree hole just got destroyed by lightning. All right? Again, this energy is very important, this Knight of Wands here in the soul, because of the energy I'm pulling on. I'm pulling on Jupiter and Aries, which makes you brave. Right? It's Red Bull. It gives you wings. It's like that. It makes you brave. It really does. And again, I could say you're blowing their mind. Okay, all they're thinking about is what they want to do. The eye on the prize of that Nine of Cups that came after the cut. What's on top here? There's a sudden change in this. I suspect it resets to an Ace of Wands kind of a thing. The Knight of Pentacles falls on top of it, dragging their feet a little bit. It's someone who realizes they've been dragging their feet a little bit and now they don't get to. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here? There you go. Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety here. There's a lot of anxiety because the energy's pushing them to go fast, isn't it? Isn't that fast? That's fast. The environmental energy around them in the 3D, which is being fed by this, over here, this Knight of Wands, is urging them to go fast. This person doesn't move fast, and it's creating a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety, but communication is coming. The Nine of Swords in the Light Seer deck is about communication. It's got multiple birds in the air, and they're worried about it. Sure. They're worried more about the fact that they got to do it. All right? You know, everybody's always really brave when something's way far out. Yeah, I'll go, no problem. It's like a year out. But when it gets close, they start to get nervous. This is a close energy. All right? Let's talk about this brave, impulsive action here. The soul is urging them to take it. And because this is read with the Death card, and because there's communication on top of it, along with the Chariot from the pre-shuffle, another card from the pre-shuffle, the Ace of Swords was crossing here, tying us back to the pre-shuffle. So pre-shuffle is very important here, and that's just the surface energy. It's telling me there's a strong urge it's almost like urgency being created within the energy, but there's the bravery to do it. It's there. So again, there's a strong chance you hear from somebody who's been hiding in the shadows. And we know that because crossing this moon, where they've been hiding, the little mouse, is 2 cups. You know, it's powerful energy. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Tell me about the Knight of Wands. I love this card. I love this energy here in this particular reading. In certain contexts, I wouldn't, but I love this. Yeah. Ooh. Now, the devil doesn't go in the soul, okay? He can't get there. He can only deal with the brain and the ego and low vibrational things. Devil energy needs low vibration to sneak in. It's your brain telling you things. It's your brain telling you to take another drink. You know, it's the con man of the brain, if you will. It's crossed by the devil. And it's very interesting because it translates as obsession in the soul, but it really translates as a soul contract being called in here. It's about the ties that bind. That's all the devil is representing here. All right, it's an energy of the reason they come forward, the reason they would move forward, right? And we've seen the Chariot twice here. So the reason this change is happening is because to them in the 3D, which is causing anxiety, they feel like they have to do it. All right, whenever there's something that we feel like we have to do, I feel like I have to say this, and especially if it makes us anxious or nervous, but we're going to do it anyway. That's driven by something far more powerful than our brain. All right. In this case here, it's a soul contract on crack. All right. It is an ironclad soul contract, and it is, again, the energy here is just forcing forward movement, or pushing for it, I should say. They don't have to do any of this. There's no forced anything, but there's an undying urge to. There's determination. A lot of it. What's on top? Look at that. These cards are red with these cards. This card was crossing this, and right there, it's the Ace of Swords. It's saying that basically the devil here almost guarantees that this Knight of Wands is going to go forward, is going to move forward. But I believe that they're going to do it on their terms still because of this anxiety that's here. All right? They don't like the feeling of urgency. It's just there because it's what the energies do. You know, I always get a kick out of these people that get mad at things. Well, I don't want to be forced to do this, or what kind of a universe would force me to do things and all of that. That's a wrong way to look at things. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything. And by the way, we're controlled no matter what we do in our life. We're controlled by a lot of things. We're trapped in a bubble. Okay? You know, I love it when people think, you know, they don't want to be controlled, or they don't want to be... We're trapped in a bubble. We don't live outside of the Earth's atmosphere. We're on a rock, right, floating around a star that's fortunate for us, has a bubble of atmosphere around it that we breathe. We're just living in a fishbowl. That's all we are. So, you know, we're at the mercy of the energies around us, the air around us. You know, you can't very well climb 20,000 feet up on a mountain without an oxygen tank and say, well, I don't like the fact that I can't breathe. Well, too bad. You know, you're just above where the air is too thin for your lungs to function, dumbass. I mean, you can not like it all you want, but that's the case. This here is an energy that there's a truth that can't be denied. There's a truth that needs to be spoken. It's a reconciliation energy. It's very, very strong, is the point I'm trying to make. It just is. And they may not like it, but it results in communication. This is irresistible. There are words that must be said here. And they can choose not to. If they don't, well, then they probably land in some towers, or they can live in misery for the rest of their life. That's on them. If someone wants to run, let them. They'll regret it. You know, you worry about you. These changes that are coming in 2023 are affecting you too. You got your own life to live. All right. This person here, you made a genuine offer of love and they ran from it. And now, you know, they regret it because you're this. And, you know, why is the Ace of Swords here? And the Six of Cups. Look, what I tell you, soul contract. There's a lot of past life energy coming in here. It will not be denied. It will not. Okay? It is what it is. We're at the mercy of the energies around us. We're at the mercy of the atmosphere around us. We're just, you know, we just live in a fucking fishbowl, and the energies encourage us to do things. It's like I always say about the cold air. If it's cold outside, you're encouraged. The energy of the cold air is encouraging you to put a coat on. This person here is anxious about putting a coat on, probably because it's not cool. It doesn't suit their ego, right? It doesn't suit their ego to come in and admit that they actually loved you the whole time and that they shouldn't have run. It's hard for ego-based people, but there's a whole lot of soul energy here, and that shuts down the ego. And a soul contract being called in here. It's like, hey, do this or it will haunt you for the rest of your life, motherfucker. The good news is we're pulling on Jupiter and Aries, and that's why we're seeing the Chariot so often and all of that, and that's why we ended with the Empress, and that's why we have the Two of Cups crossing the moon. It's a very forward-moving energy, Jupiter and Aries. It's again, it makes you bold. It really does. You try new things. It's where you get new jobs that you never thought you'd get. You just went for it because you felt like it. It's where you get people you didn't think you'd get because you just told them how you felt, which is, it could be out of character. We act out of character a lot with Jupiter and Aries. All right, so here we go. Hangman. Let's talk to the universe about this Hangman. I'm going to pull on this Hangman in the extended a little bit. I want to see what they've been thinking about. I do. I want to look at this quote, air quote, spiritual journey that they've been on. I'm not sure if it's that or if it's just the energy around them is far more powerful than their own ego. Let's see. Let's see what the universe has to say. Tell me about the Hangman. Yeah, I'm right. It's the Page of Swords. It's a rinky-dink little, you know, when I talk, and I shuffle while I talk, the universe kind of backs me up, or it throws egg in my face. It speaks to what I was speaking about. And I did that on purpose because this is the part where we talk to the universe. And the universe just agreed with me with the Page of Swords here. Yeah, it's a rinky-dink little spiritual journey they've been on. It's just the energies that are making this happen. Left on their own, this person would easily just linger around and spy. And they have been for a long time. But they're getting more and more disappointed in themselves because while they're here, it might be a rinky-dink little spiritual journey, but they are learning some things about themselves. There's a sword of truth that's crossing here and a sword of truth that's over here in the soul. That means it got there. The message got through. This sword of truth, we had one crossing here, right? And this one here in the soul is directly bookending the card of the student. It got through, and now it's radiating out. All right? Yeah. Rinky-dink indeed. What's on top? The Magician. Transformation. Again, similar energy to the Death card in this instance. Again, it also talks about, it's a card of action, it's a card of transformation. It's read with the Page of Pentacles. That also backs up this page is going to communicate. But they are communicating as a page, let's be honest. Okay? So, they always will. They're nervous about this. How do we know that? Well, look at her. Come on, that's how they're behaving in the 3D. All right? I mean, and 10 wands, as if that wasn't enough. What's slowing them down is their own propensity to be anxious about it. And what's nice, what the universe is saying is, this doesn't matter. The energy of Jupiter and Aries is going to give them the undying urge to do it and the bravery to do it. And that's what we see here with the Magician. You know, communication, transformation. Why is the Magician here? The Hangman on top. Did you see that? The Hangman on top of the Hangman. Again, it's a repeat message. It just keeps repeating. These cards here say the same thing as these cards here, and they're read together. The Hangman is read with the Chariot. The Hangman is read with the Chariot. Again, it's just somebody's coming out of the Hangman here because of what they've learned, and what they've learned is translating all the way down to the soul. The energy is causing a bravery, and the energy making them move forward, although the speed with which the energy is moving is making them a little uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to bang the Empress, even if it's a tree. All right? It really is that strong of an energy here. This is very powerful. Very strong card of communication. Why is the Empress here? Let's pull the final on this. I can't wait to get to the extended. There's a lot going, because I had a devil. I had a devil crossing in the soul. Now that's a soul contract, which I'll pull on. I will pull on that. The ties that bind. I'll pull on this little girl here. I'll pull on this rinky-dink spiritual journey because it came up twice. I like that. All right. And we'll see how they feel about you. We'll see how these energies are going to affect you. And we'll get a timeline on this son of a bitch. All right. We'll have some fun. Let's go. Why is the Empress here? I said it once. I'll say it again. I love the energy of Jupiter and Aries. Things happen. Shit happens. All right. Why is the Empress here? Why? I remember the last time Jupiter was in Aries, and that was interrupted energy. A lot of shit happened for me. That was a big time for me. Wow. Oh boy. Lot to look forward to here in the coming year. Tell me about the Empress. I'm still shuffling. I'm just stalling, you know. All right. All right. Yeah. See her? Right there? Here's her sister. It's the Eight of Swords crossing the Empress. Yeah, you're driving them crazy. Oh, sure you are. These cards are red with these cards. There's the Ten of Wands. You're driving them crazy. All right? For reasons I've already explained. I'm not going to go back over it. What they've learned is getting to the soul. That's important. It's causing forward movement. If somebody coming toward the Empress, somebody probably shows up as a page. They're a little bit anxious about it, to say the least. 8 swords and 9 swords. In fact, this is a downshift. We go from 9 to an 8. When they actually get in front of you, they get more nervous than they were thinking about coming towards you. So bear that in mind while you're talking to this person. It's not just about, it's one thing to be nervous on the way to talk to the Empress with the birds in the air, multiple birds, they're on the way, right? One thing to be nervous on the way. But when you get to the door and knock and the Empress opens the door, metaphorically speaking, it's a whole other ball game. You get even more scared. That's when piss start running down your leg, right? Maybe you didn't pee in the car on the way there. You were just nervous. But I wouldn't be surprised if you got a runner with a puddle on. Check them for a puddle. Check the ground. What's that water you're standing in? What is that? What's on top here? Already in the air. I already said it. Nine of Cups. That 9 of Cups matches the energy of the 9 of Cups that came after the cut. All right? They don't like the speed with which they wish things were moving slower. Everything's going to feel like it's moving fast. Everything's going to feel like it's happening too fast for your person. Not you. You're fine. You're just watching a reading going, oh, I can't wait till this happens. Yeah. But to them, it's going to feel like it's moving too fast and they wish they could slow it down. Oh my God, I'm anxious and they're scared to death when they get there because this is irresistible. This just sucks them right in. Right? Already in the air, already on the way. Coming to eye on the prize energy right there. This definitely communication now. Doesn't even matter what card I pull here. The card I pull here is why the 9 of Cups is here, and red with this 9 of Swords. And there it is. It's from the pre-shuffle. Another one, the 5 of Wands. Yeah, this is not enough to stop them. Why are the energy of the Knight of Pentacles bleeds onto the 9 of Cups? Okay, you know, this person here is confused within themselves, or it's saying it can be saying this for some of you. These two read together just represent the anxiety and what's going on in this girl's head. But for some of you, you're their 9 of Cups, but they might not be yours by how they show up. So keep that in mind. Make sure they're your 9 of Cups, and I tell you that a lot. Because what's showing up is really kind of this page here. Pants half down, you know, or this girl, a little bit nervous, right? Doesn't have to be a girl. It can be a guy. There's no genders here, but there's girls on the cards, right? That's what's showing up. And that may not be enough for you. I don't know. We'll find out, you know. Just let them talk, whatever. But this energy of Jupiter and Aries does cause forward movement. It does make people brave. It's going to make you brave in your life too. In other words, you're going to have the bravery to say, fuck off. This, you know, we're great. Now you want me. Terrific. I'm your 9 of Cups. Oh, fucking great. Well, I already, you know what? I don't even want you anymore. You can say that. That's, you know, again, you're reflecting here as the Empress. That's not their energy. You're reflecting as this. The end result is, it's like this person's making excuses over, oh, well, I wish things were going slower. I feel like I can do this, but boy, I wish I didn't have to. But man, I learned all this stuff. And it's just like, and they're about to snap with 10 wands of pressure here, but it's like the camera pans to the Empress. It's like a whole giant yeah, but. Yeah, but it's the Empress. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going. Right, I'm definitely on the way. This 5 of Wands isn't enough to stop them. It might result in a little argument with you though, because again, they may not be your 9 of Cups, but you're definitely theirs under this energy. There's a whole lot of truths. That Archangel Michael, that sword of truth, has been waving around a lot lately. I love the energy of Jupiter and Aries. I really do. I really do. All right, let's go. Let's pull 3 cards from the universe. What else you want to tell everyone before we go? What else you want to say? I don't know if this is a message for you or if it's more about that. I have no idea. Let's see. We always pull from the bottom. The 7 of Wands. This is a message for you. King of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the 3 of Pentacles. All right? If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. This Johnny Cochran in cards right there. You know, no, truth. Absolutely. This is a message for you. You're in new energy. You are this Empress energy. You're moving in new directions. This energy is affecting you as well. Right? This person here, if they don't come in with, if they don't tell you how they feel, if a solid foundation can't be built, keep your wits about you and move on. This is about again, keeping the high ground. And I've told you this in a recent reading. This came up. You've got the high ground here. It's like you're the parent and they're the child. Okay? So unless this person opens up, I don't think they're going to impress you much. And that's kind of what this Five of Wands is saying here. All right? Yeah, they're great. Woohoo! You're there, Nine of Cups. Here I am, woohoo. And you're like, yeah, so what? You're a little child. I'm a full-grown tree. Right? It's like that. So it might result in a little bit of conflict, but at least you get some closure on it. You know, one way or another. And as I say that, I did not know this was here. Underneath this is justice. So no matter what happens, even if you got to blow this person off because they don't open up enough, right? Whether either you build on a solid foundation or you blow this person off, either way it's justice for you. You get some balanced energy out of this. You get to find something out. You get to see the effect you had on somebody. And I keep mentioning that a lot lately. That's a real confidence builder. 2023 is a huge energy of change. Jupiter in Aries and Jupiter's transits in general over the next 10 years, but definitely throughout 2023, are a core anchoring element to it all. But it's going to require some self-confidence from you. You know, you've got to put something in. The universe, be it the universe or God, only helps those who help themselves. You've got to help the energy out a little bit. If it's cold, you got to go grab a coat, right? You know, you can't just think about grabbing a coat. You got to physically go get it. So all this energy requires from you is to be the Empress. Confident. Self-assured. Knowing who you are. Knowing your worth. This person here knows your worth for sure. But emotionally, they're still a little bit lower vibration than you. Okay? So that's what the cards are saying here. I got a devil to pull on. I got a moon to pull on. I got a rinky-dink spiritual journey to pull on that they had. And I got a soul contract, which should be part of the devil, which I'll pull on as well. But I've seen the world. Here the world came out. That's worth pulling on too. All right? What is this? This will be sort of what this all means to you, Jupiter's transit. So, if you want the extended, the link is in the description. Okay? I hope this reading was helpful. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right. I'm going to go pull an extended now. Good luck.